Before we begin this video, I recommend that you visit google.com and search for dinardata.com. This website is a great resource for the latest updates on Dinar Guru news, all conveniently located on one page. For more information, I encourage you to visit the site.
If you add the oil, non-oil, tourism, all of the thing, that's where they're going to be able to support the value of their exchange rate with a real effective exchange rate, once approved by the IMF, Bank of International Settlements, the World Bank. This is really getting hot. I suggested if you had a receipt and you've had your currency for more than a year, you'll be in the 15% to 20% tax bracket. Oh, but if you don't have a receipt, or if you try to exchange your currency before 1 year of you having it, you'll probably be in the 40% range. IMF International praise for the Central Bank of Iraq, a model for developing strategies that serve the development of the banking sector. Customs, our revenues during 7 months of this year exceeded 1 trillion dinars. This is awesome to see. The crazy thing is, I remember in 2018 to 2019 this was one of those problem areas for Iraq. There was a lot of illegal activities, a lot of bribing going on. Quote, the authorities hope the revenues will reach 2 trillion by the end of this year. That's one hell of an increase. As of August 2024, the United States debt is $25 trillion. Income taxes, by the end of the year the US will have collected $5 trillion. The US government will spend $6.3 trillion this year. This means the government has overspent by around $1.9 trillion. The US is off budget. The government cannot lower its annual budget. It will more than likely pursue higher inflation, and we will have to survive this financial situation. The untied states hold 35 billion Iraqi dinars. An increase in value of the IQD will go a long way in paying down the US national debt. Waiting to hear what happens when the market opens at 5 p.m. EST today, hearing info from Baghdad, from mosques, about possible rate changes, waiting to get confirmation. Iraq has made progress in improving their business environment, making it globally competitive. The World Bank is telling you, Iraq is globally competitive, so they're going to have to be Article 8, Article 14 compliant with the IMF's concerns when it comes to their exchange rate. Is this a precursor to a move? It sounds like it. We seen in TV a special report show saying, what if 1,000 dinars became 1 dinar? They talking about deleting the zeros again. They've been showing this all day. They just repeat it over and over again. And they're saying it's all tied to the reforms. They talk about all the good and some of the bad. We never seen them talk like this before. Frank, these are the commercials we talked to you about that were going to be educating you on the purchasing power. They are telling you they lifted 3 zeros from the exchange rate in order for that 1,000 note to become a 1 note. They are not lifting the 3 zeros from your physical cash. Chase always saying they have nothing to do with Iraq, but in the meantime they are opening 10 branches in Iraq while working with them to update their banking system. I was also told to watch for yet more articles in the news about the project to delete the zeros, but to be aware that only the ones coming from her committee on this subject matter can be trusted. As you know, my contact works on the committee from the central bank, and it has been given the task of ensuring a smooth process. I was also told that in late November or early December we will see the newer lower denominations and their pictures and features depicted on the CBI site. The ending of the currency auctions at the end of 2024 will also be signal to us that everything is moving correctly, and we should see the IQD returned or reinstated back to 4x in early 2025. Iraqi Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani said in a letter addressed to US President Joe Biden and the European Union countries on Sunday that the region is on the verge of a dangerous slide that could drag it and the world into ongoing wars. Al-Sudani added in a statement received by Shafaq news agency, with the passing of a year since the outbreak of the events of October 7, 2023, and the continuation of the Zionist aggression on Gaza, and its extension to brotherly Lebanon, and the threat to the entire region, Iraq recalls its early position, in which it warned of the consequences of the usurping entity's pursuit of expanding the war and conflict and the results of letting it persist in committing crimes, amid the inability of the international community to play its role. He continued, "Today, in light of the serious repercussions witnessed by the region, we address our message to all friends, especially US President Joe Biden, and the European Union countries, that we stand on the threshold of a dangerous slope that may drag the region and the world into ongoing wars, shake the global economy, and expose development to a major setback, especially since our region represents the lungs through which the world breathes energy." Here, we must appreciate the important position of French President Emmanuel Macron, who called for stopping the supply of weapons to the usurping entity, and working to end the war, because it is a position that stems from a true appreciation of the seriousness of the situation in the region.